how the parent prepares their child for coming to the clinic or their interactions with the doctor is really important.
I started bawling, and the x-ray tech said, "Come here," and took me out into the hallway and took me by the shoulders, and she said to me, and I'm going to say this to any parent going through it, that your daughter or son is taking all of their cues from you. They don't understand what's happening, and if you need to break down, do it in the bathroom, not in front of them, that your children will be stronger if you can be strong in front of them.
Children absolutely take their cues from their parents, and of course it varies depending on the age of the child or the adolescent.
I have pictures of her riding a bike in the halls of the hospital, laughing, having a wonderful time as I chase behind her with her chemo pole. And so a positive attitude for the parent is going to get the parents through, but it's also going to get the child through.
Both parents need to stay positive in front of the children. I mean, realistic but positive. I didn't want him to be panicked, and he already was panicked and very scared as a little boy, thinking, I have cancer, I might die.
There are times you can't hide your emotions, and really it's somewhat reassuring to the child how much you love them to see these emotions.
What we don't want to happen is for parents to not be authentic and real with their children in an effort to protect them. So we don't want them to hold back. We don't want them to put on a complete normal face to try to get their child to think, oh, everything's fine. What we want for parents to be, and what we as the staff, the professionals that are taking care of your children want to be, is we want to be authentic.
I think attitude is huge. We know that happiness begets happiness, and I knew my mood directly changed Mackenzie's mood. If Mackenzie was in pain, my calmness could soothe her. She had to grow up really fast, and she had to learn very fast that life isn't fair, and that life is also what you make of it. And so as a 16-year-old young woman, she knows that it's her choice every day to be happy.
This relationship of trust between your child and the parent is so important because the parent is the main person who provides that support. And if they feel they can't trust their parent, then the child, the patient, will feel very alone.
You know, you're going to be tested as a parent, as a person. I mean, that's really what this is.
I think anybody that is going through a life-threatening situation and conquers that climbs that mountain, is going to come out stronger. They're going to have just such a diversity of life experience that it's going to make them a more unique individual, and it's going to make them more qualified for whatever life has to throw at them in the future.
For parents, I think one of the greatest challenges is to meet the needs not only medically and physically as their child goes through the diagnosis and treatment for cancer, but also psychologically. One of the things we stress so much once a child is diagnosed with cancer is trying to get them back in their normal routine, because they will become much more secure and positive in their outlook because that's the routine they know.
Being normal. That was his thing, was just being a normal kid again. And he always said that. He goes, I don't want cancer. I just want to be normal. I don't want to do this cancer thing anymore. Yep. And I'm like, no, I get it, buddy. So that's why we got him back into school, as tired as he was. And even the teachers would email me and go, he slept in class today, but that's okay. Yeah. He just had to be there. Yeah. He just wanted to be around the normal kids, eating lunch in the lunchroom and joking with his buddies. And that for him was so important. So that's what we did.
Even if they can't go to school for the entire day, if they could go for part of the day, that's reassuring. If they can't see their friends because they're in the hospital, well, now with FaceTime and things, if they can FaceTime their friends or talk to their friends. So keeping that connection with their routine. But it not only helps the patient, it also helps the siblings to have somewhat of this normal routine.
We had to take him out of school at some point and have a teacher come to the house and be there. But as far as normal is, keeping in touch with friends, having dinner at the table once he's back home, just those little things.
When you get that diagnosis, you have the treatment plan, and now you're going home, it's important to try to pull the pieces of your normal life that you can apply to what now is your new normal, so that that gives some semblance of what normal should look like for your family.
I had to stay focused, and I had to stay very much, nope, this is what we're going to do, this is what you need to do, and keep his spirits up. And the same thing with siblings, his sister. She needed to feel that sense of normal and still have time with mom and dad that was fun, and going to picnics. I mean, Jaden was still in treatment, and we took him, we did the pumpkin patch at Halloween, we did the tree cutting for Christmas. We didn't miss those things with the kids, because I felt that it was something, that they both still needed to do. This was life, and it's normal, and chemo and cancer was just, okay, it crept in for a little while, but we're going to continue doing what we do.
That sense of normal for them has been yanked, the carpet's been yanked out from under them, and trying to get that again, that piece of it is important, just as important as the physical treatment of the cancer and all that, is really, they'll draw their strength from their parents, but I think they also draw their strength from those other places, and that's their way of sort of coping and getting through, all of this. Because as much as it's changed for you, for them, it's tenfold.